Hello and welcome back to Manya Education. Today we are going to learn about right to freedom. This is the second video in this thread. If you haven't watched the first video, which was on right to equality, please go back after this video and watch that too. And please subscribe to our channel and press the bell icon so that you can get all the notifications as well. Let's talk about right to freedom now. Right to freedom contains a list of many rights. The first right, or one of the most controversial rights as well, is called right to freedom of speech and expression. Right to freedom of speech and expression says that a citizen has complete freedom when it comes to expressing himself or herself in any way possible, using any kind of medium. For example, the person can even write songs, the person can write books, that is the written medium or the spoken medium or any other medium. You can also talk to the press, you can also criticize the working of the government. It depends on you completely, but your right should always be used in such a manner that it should not create any kind of violence. The second right is gathering peacefully without arms. Why without arms? Because again, we are not allowed to create violence, but we can always go on strikes, we can demonstrate, we can put up slogans against someone. If we find that as citizens, we find that something is going wrong in the country, it is always good and it is always right to criticize them. And that is the most important thing here. We can always criticize. The third thing is forming associations. We can form associations, we can form teachers' unions, we can form doctors' unions, we can form pressure groups, interest groups, trade unions, any kind of unions, public interest groups, sectional interest groups, anything will do. For example, Anna Hazare, he had this civil society working under him, and that is an example of a pressure group. Similarly, there are other leaders as well. For example, Medha Patkar, who has been against Narmada Bachao Andolan, she is also heading a pressure group. These groups put pressure on the working of the government. We believe that the government is not always right, and that is why we have freedom to make associations. We can even make political parties if we want. That's one part of it. Let's go to the next one. As a citizen, we have the freedom to move within the country. We don't need any passports or anybody's permission to go to any part of the country as long as they are inside the boundaries of the country. For example, if I want to go to Jammu and Kashmir, if I want to go to Assam, if I want to go to Andaman and Nicobar, I do not need any special permission from anybody except for defense purposes. That is okay. But when it comes to moving or even residing in a place, we are still free to do that. If I go to Manipur, I like that place, I want to settle down at that place, I can do that as well. So there is no restriction whatsoever. No one can tell you why you are coming to this place or you cannot settle down at this place. That is not according to the constitution. So we can move, we can reside, we can travel around the place. The next thing is we have the right to practice any profession, any occupation, and carry out any business which we want. As citizens, we have complete freedom to live the life the way we want. Of course, again, we cannot do any illegal tasks like drug abuse or, for example, drug trafficking. In fact, drug abuse was the wrong word. We have the right to practice. If I want to become an architect, I have the freedom to become an architect. No one can force me to become an engineer or a doctor or a cricketer. Okay, if I want to become a footballer, I will become a footballer. That's your fundamental right. You can practice any profession, any occupation. You can carry out any kind of business the way you want. You have your life, and this is your life, and the constitution or the government does not really interfere with a person's life. There are, again, no unreasonable restrictions put on the people. The last one is the right to life and liberty. No one can take your life without getting away with a punishment. Like, no one has got the right to give you a life sentence. Only courts have the right to do so, and that also after due procedure. We have liberty. We can live the way we want. We can carry out our lifestyles. At the same time, again, I would like to repeat it, there are no unreasonable restrictions on people. People are citizens and they are no more subjects now, and they have complete right to live a free and respectable life. Keep watching this place and we'll bring more videos for you. Thank you very much for today. Have a good day.